Hi guys, Rachana Ranade here, and I thought it's been a long time that I have uploaded any video for my dear CA students. They have been just waiting, and they are saying that madam आजकल बड़ा share market के videos upload कर रही है, हमारे लिए कुछ करती नहीं है madam. So what I thought was I would create a separate video for you all, wherein I felt that this video would be very important for you to score good marks in auditing. What happens, I'll tell you. Many students write auditing in normal English language. Okay. Please understand my intention in this way, that if you were to write your law paper in plain English, would you get marks? No. You need to write that legal language very properly, then only you have a probability of getting higher marks. Similarly, as far as the auditing subject is concerned, there are lots and lots of technical terminologies which have to come up in your paper. If you use these terminologies, then only you will be in a position to score good marks. Okay. In fact, I would go one step ahead and I would say that you should underline these keywords. Then you would attract the attention of the examiner and he might give you a mark or two extra. You might say that, why are you talking about only one extra mark? 39 and 40 makes a lot of difference. Everyone knows that. A CA student knows what is the difference. It's a 6 months difference, right? So what I thought that I would make a separate video on all these key terminologies which are to be used in auditing. Those who have joined my class, I call them as Hawa words. Hawa words is nothing but I ask my students to write them in the top margin of the notes. The top margin is like something wherein you should revise these words which are written on the top margin whenever time permits, because these words should be fit into your mind. Whenever a specific reference comes up, that word should definitely click in your mind immediately, and you should be writing it on your paper in your answer sheet, right? So what are the different keywords of auditing? Let us go through one by one. I'm not going to discuss all today. I thought of taking up top 5 Hawa words, keywords in auditing. The very first one is professional skepticism. The meaning of this word skepticism is nothing but an alert mind or a questioning mind. You have learned this, that auditor is not a watchdog. Auditor is a watchdog. He's not a bloodhound. Correct. So what does it mean? That auditor is not behind finding all the frauds and errors. Uska main intention ये नहीं होता है कि ढूंढो हर एक fraud ढूंढते बैठो. His primary intention is to express an opinion on the true and fair view of financial statements. Okay. Again, this is one more keyword, true and fair view. What is the simple meaning of true and fair? That means reliable hai ki nahi hai. Okay. So whenever I use the word true and fair, it means reliable. These words must come up in your paper. So let me repeat one more time. What do we mean by professional skepticism? That means alert mind, questioning mind. Auditor must be alert to certain situations where he feels that something might go wrong. I'll give you a simple example. Auditor collects 2 evidences for a same transaction, and these 2 evidence don't match. Auditor has to have professional skepticism. Number 2, if he fails to obtain evidence for a very basic routine transaction, auditor must maintain professional skepticism. Auditor finds loads of related party transactions, auditor must maintain professional skepticism. There could be many examples of this. So that is the word to be remembered. Essay number 200 talks about this word, uses this word, professional skepticism. One more word I talked in between was true and fair view. The third word which you should remember very promptly is those charged with governance. I use the short form when I teach this in the class, TCWG. See, those charged with governance are no one but the key decision makers of the company. Those who are not involved in the routine decisions but are involved in the high level decision making of the company. So like, just to give you a very recent example, Mr. Mukesh Ambani, he gave he came up with a very big announcement in his in the recent AGM of Reliance Industries, wherein he talked about an amazing concept wherein all the theater owners are going to really cry out. He said that in 2020 he's going to come up with this amazing concept of first day first show right on your mobile phones, right on your smartphones, first day first show. So this will be this is called as a disruptive technology, wherein you also give losses to some other industry, but your industry is something which is going to kick up in the future, right? So could the employees of Reliance Industries have taken this decision of first day first show on your mobiles? No. Could anyone from the lower or even for that matter mid-level have taken this decision? No. This is taken by only those people who hold a very high position in the company. Those could be like directors, managing directors, executive directors and all that. So these are known as those charged with governance. Okay. Please understand, उनकी केबिन के बाहर ऐसे कोई बोर्ड नहीं लगा रहेगा कि ये those charged with governance है. Okay, ये लोग कौन होते हैं जो की डिसीजन मेकिंग में लगे हुए हैं. Okay, then who is management? Management is a set of people who are involved in day-to-day decisions of the business or day-to-day processes of the business. They are not really involved in the decision making. That's the difference between TCWG and management. Next terminology which we oftenly use in audit is auditor has to have reasonable assurance rather than absolute assurance. Why? Auditor uses sampling. He can't have an absolute assurance. So always remember, whenever you write your paper, you have to use the prefix reasonable while you are writing the word assurance. Okay, so that's a high level of assurance, but that's not like 100% level of assurance, right? And the last terminology which I would like to kick off today is FRF. That's a financial reporting framework. Okay, टर्म थोड़ा सा भारी लगता है सुनने में, सो मैं जनरली स्टूडेंट्स को बोलती हूँ उल्टा उल्टा पढ़ो इसको. फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग फ्रेमवर्क क्या है? एक फॉर्मेट है. ओके, काय का फॉर्मेट है? रिपोर्टिंग का फॉर्मेट है. रिपोर्टिंग, व्हाट आर वी रिपोर्टिंग? वी आर रिपोर्टिंग द financials of the company. So can you think about any report or any standardized format wherein we report the financials of the company? So financials of the company is nothing but balance sheet, P&L, cash flow, notes to accounts. Is there any standardized format? Yes. Which is that? That is your Ind AS, which talks about that specific format. It could be your Schedule 3, which talks about the specific format. It could be your normal accounting standards, which talk about this format. Okay. So whenever I use the word FRF, financial reporting framework, that's nothing but a standardized way of presenting your financial statements. I've talked about 5 key terminologies in auditing. These terminologies, if you are using in your paper, definitely believe me, mark my words, they're going to help you to score more. Okay, so keep on revising these terms through my video, or maybe you jot it down separately somewhere and just go on revising these words. Try to write down answers and try to ensure that these words come up in your answer. Okay, so that's it from my side. Keep a track of my upcoming videos. I'll be discussing more and more about auditing. By the way, this video was applicable for CA intermediate as well as CA final students, whether you're for old course or new course. Okay, right, that's it from my side. Jai Hind, bye bye.